Oh, Trump made. I've done one video about the interview that Trump made. That Trump was with Meet the Press on Sunday. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. And Trump is going to deliver on the things he promised. He said he was going to pardon the J6 rioters. He said he was going to deport people irrespective of whether you were born here but your parents were illegal by the time you were born. He says if the child who is a citizen wants to go with the parents, they should go. And he said that for the sake of not separating children, he's just going to deport the whole family. And to him, that is the safest way to do it. There are lots of people in America who are not going to enjoy this Christmas. Because you cannot be enjoying this Christmas knowing that Donald Trump is coming for you. You cannot be enjoying this Christmas knowing that Donald Trump is going to be sworn in office on the 20th of January 2025. And he says on day one, he's going to start the mass deportation. From day one to the next 100 days, he's going to start a mass deportation. It is scary for people living in America. It is scary. But they gave him the mandate. He won the election fair and square. And those are the things he promised to do. And he says he's going to do them. So who do you have to blame? You only have to blame those who decided to vote for him. And to be honest, there are some Africans who before the election were saying that Donald Trump was the best choice. They said they were not going to vote for a woman. They said they did not know much about her. They said they know everything about Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was the best man for the job. And now Donald Trump is coming for your family members. Donald Trump is coming for your children. Donald Trump is coming for all of you guys. Nobody should complain. Anyway, we need you guys in Africa. You guys wanted Donald Trump. Donald Trump is sending you guys back to motherland. Africa is the best continent in the world. Africa is where everything began. So if you guys are going to Africa, it doesn't mean like you're going to a shithole. Or is it a shithole? Oh, Donald Trump said it was a shithole. So it's up to you guys. You guys did not want a woman. You guys wanted Donald Trump. And it's going to kick all of your asses. So these are a few of the clips the other day. Assorted clips of what Donald Trump said and the interview. Enjoy it. And if you are lucky enough, you might be in the United States after 4 years. But if you're not lucky, one thing I'm going to advise all of you guys who live in the States: avoid going to nightclubs. Avoid going to house parties. Don't even go to work because they are going to round you guys. In nightclubs, night shifts, house parties, they are going to round you guys. You have to find a way and stay somewhere for the next 4 years. Because ICE, when a lot of you are going to hear the word ICE, the cold is going to run down your spine. ICE, immigration. No. You don't want to hear, even when somebody says, I want ICE, have you got ICE? Just the word ICE is going to send shivers into people's spine. These are a few clips of the interview Donald Trump did the other day with Meet the Press. Listen for yourself. Listen for yourself. And make a decision. Are you packing your bags now? Packing your stuff? Getting your money out of your bank account? And then start thinking of a project you're going to start in Africa. Because some of you, by this time next year, you will be in Africa. Some of you, your parents will be in Africa. Some of you, your kids will be in Africa. Your relatives, your wives, your brothers, your uncles will be in Africa by this time next year. So start thinking of a project. Start thinking of plan B. You can go to Africa and maybe you can find a way and come back to the UK. You don't know. Or you can go to Europe. But you have to start to think of plan B, because the Donald is coming for your asses. There's no hiding place. You can run, but you cannot hide. Before, people were jumping the fence from Mexico into America. Now you guys will be jumping the fence from America to Mexico to spend 4 years and then jump back after Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is coming for you all. So these are the few
one
clips
of your signature
and the things
promises
he said.
on the campaign
Pay
trail, which
attention
was
because
to
you need
end
it.
inflation, to lower prices. You are now proposing tariffs against the United States' three biggest trading partners. Economists of all stripes say that ultimately consumers pay the price of tariffs.
I don't believe
Can
it.
you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow, but I can.
Donald Trump cannot guarantee anything. He cannot guarantee tomorrow. He says he's going to put a 50% tariff on China, Canada. Some are different percentages. He said because of those tariffs, which is the most beautiful word in the dictionary, America will be rich. Like he said 1880 or 1870. But now he's saying that he cannot guarantee anything, because the thing with tariff is, when you put tariff on a foreign country, they are selling goods to you. When you put tariff, that means you are telling your own importers to pay those tariffs to bring those goods, because they are selling to you. They are not buying. The person buying, the person who has to go to the port and pay the custom fees for those goods, is the person paying the tariffs. For example, if I'm importing goods from China to the UK, and the UK puts tariffs on China, right? I am the one to pay the tariffs, because I am the one buying the goods. So the prices of the goods will probably go up, or the prices of importing the goods will go up. That means I will pay more for the same goods I was paying last year. And how do I get back that money? I will have to increase the price I'm retailing those goods in this country, in the UK. And who is going to pay the increased price? The consumers. So I don't know why Americans were thinking that tariff is going to be paid by the person selling, not the person buying. The person is selling. If you increase tariffs, he's going to increase the price of the good you are importing. As simple as that. And even when he was saying that because of the increase in tariff, companies are going to be forced to produce those goods in America, where are they going to get the raw material? All those sneakers you guys wear, all those Nike trainers, where are they going to get the raw materials? And even if companies are built in America, those companies, because they were relying on cheap labor force, don't forget, not only the raw material, but cheap labor force from China, Taiwan, Cambodia. Once you bring those companies back to America, the price wages in America are 10 times higher than wages in China. So those companies at home will be paying higher wages for the same goods they were making in China for cheap. And because of that, they will increase the price. iPhones are made in China. The labor is cheap. If you want companies to make iPhone in America, they pay per hour. Wages per hour will be increased because you're making iPhone. You will need to employ people. You will need to build the factories. You will need to buy the raw material. When you factor all those things in, the price of a mobile phone that you used to buy from China for $1,200 will be $2,000 in America, because what? Labor force, the price has increased, the price of raw material, and the time to even produce the phones will increase. And because of that, prices will increase. And who will pay those prices? The consumer. How did Americans not understand this? It's basic mathematics. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. It's as simple as that. But you know what?
Say that
they believe Trump because
if
Trump
you look at
has got the
my
wisdom.
just
Everything
pre-COVID,
Trump
we had the
says
greatest economy
is
in the
truth.
history of our country, and I had a lot of tariffs on a lot of different countries, but in particular China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars, and we had no inflation.
Which this one also is a lie. China did. Obama is the one who came. No, not Obama. Sorry, Biden is the one who came and got back the chip act, which brought jobs back in America. China actually got one on Trump. So what he's saying, basically,
In fact, when
don't
I
know if it's
handed
true.
it over,
Somebody needs to
they
explain
didn't
this to
have
us.
inflation for a year and a half. They went almost 2 years just based on what I had created. And then they created inflation with energy and with spending too much. So I think we will. I'm a big believer in tariffs. I think tariffs are the most beautiful word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich. We're
Tariff is the most beautiful word. It's going to make Americans rich. It's going to make Americans rich. But he was just asked if consumers are going to be the one to suffer. And he says he can't guarantee anything. He cannot guarantee anything, which means no. And now, again, he's saying that because of
subsidizing
the tariffs,
Canada to
he's
the
going
tune
to
of
put
over $100 billion
America is
a
going
year.
to become a rich country.
We're
very
subsidizing
rich
Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state. We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're
There's a story that he also said this to what's his name, to the Prime Minister of Canada, that Canada should become a state, the 52nd state
subsidizing Canada,
of America.
and we're subsidizing many
the Prime Minister
countries all over
didn't
the
see
world.
this funny
And
at all.
all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast, but fair playing field.
But is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Well, I think you have to do it, and it's a very tough thing to do. It's
Listen attentively.
but you have to have, you have rules, regulations, laws. They came in illegally. The people that have been treated very unfairly are the people that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. And we're going to make it very easy for people to come in terms of they have to pass the test. They have to be able.
So he's going to deport people. He's going to spend a lot of money deporting people to allow people to come in. That doesn't even make sense. Because even the people who are working in the farms, who are doing the orders of jobs in America, who are running the economy of America, those Uber drivers, the food delivery drivers, working the tomato farms, are going to be deported. And then he's going to try and bring more people. Does that make any sense? Why don't you give them stay? Make their stay legal so they can carry on working, because they already know the system. They have already built some connection with the system, with local communities. Why don't you then make those people legal? Give them amnesty so they can keep contributing to the economy. But you prefer to spend money, manpower, time
To tell you what the
to deport
Statue of
them
Liberty
in
is.
order
They
to
have to
bring
tell you
in new
a little
people.
bit about
That
our
doesn't
country.
really
They have
make
to
sense,
love our
to be
country.
honest.
They can't come out of prisons. We don't want people that are in for murder. So we had a.
And this thing he keeps saying of people coming out of prison, people who have committed murder. Is it really true that people, yeah, there might be some, a few, just like there might be some Americans in foreign countries who have committed crimes and are living in those countries. But how many, what is the number of these people he's saying? Last time the report that came out was a report that spanned over 40 years. 40 years. But Donald Trump kept saying that the FBI is lying. How can you say the FBI is lying and the same FBI is the one who is going to be protecting you? If you are discrediting them, How do you think then
11,000 and
that you will
13,000
have
different
confidence
estimates,
in them protecting you as the
13,099
president of the United States?
murderers released into our country over the last 3 years. They're walking down the streets, they're walking next to you and your family, and they're very dangerous
The 13,000.
And Cheney was behind it,
Well,
and so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee.
We're going to.
For what they did,
Yeah.
honestly, they should go to jail.
So you think Liz Cheney should go to jail?
For what they did.
Everyone on the committee, you think?
I think
should go to
everybody
jail?
anybody that voted in favor.
Are you going to direct your FBI director and
No,
your attorney general to?
That's what Trump said. Trump said on his campaign that he's going to his 4 years is going to be about retribution. His 4 years he's going to go after people. That is what he said, and he won the election. So he's coming for your asses. Not only illegal immigrants, he's coming for his opponent. Guys,
Send them to
No,
jail?
not
These
at
4
all. I
years
think that
is going
they'll
to
have
be
to look at that,
super,
but I'm not
super
going to.
exciting.
I'm going to focus on drill, baby, drill.
You've tapped Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, to head up this Department of Government Efficiency,
Why is it
Correct.
which
cutting?
proposes cuts to the federal government. I think a lot of people hear that and they get concerned about Medicare and Social Security and
Not
Medicaid
gonna have anything to do.
and
We're talking
defense
about-
spending.
We're talking
You
about
won't touch
theft,
Medicare, Social Security.
abuse, fraud.
Okay.
No, I said to be. We're not touching Social Security, other than we make it more efficient.
You know, he keeps saying that he's not touching Social Security. By the way, I'm making this video. I do not live in the United States. We are all interested in Donald Trump. We are all interested because America, things that happen in America usually affects the rest of the world. And to be honest, he is good for television. He's entertaining. He's good for everybody. Donald Trump is good in a way. Saying he's good is selfish, but he is good for everybody. He's going to say one thing on this same interview, and going further, he's going to say something to contradict himself. He just said he's not going to touch social security. Right? Obamacare is also part of the social security. But he's going to repeat it again. I want to scrap it. Even though, from my understanding, Social Security is providing health insurance for over, is it 20 or 60 million Americans? Is it 60 or 20 million? One of those numbers. And he says he wants to scrap that. And he hasn't even got any plan for what he's going to replace that with. He's just got concepts. He's had these concepts now since 2016. Since 2016, this is 2024. He's had concept of a plan for a big and beautiful healthcare, but he has never put forward that concept. All he tried to do on his first term was he tried to scrap Obamacare just because it's called Obamacare. That is the only reason. And now he says he's not going to touch Social Security, but later on he's going to say he wants to scrap and replace Obamacare with something beautiful. What? Concepts of a plan. What are the concepts? He doesn't know now, but he knows he's going to find a concept of a plan. Anyway, done with this video. But if you want to carry on watching, finish it, and don't forget to comment below what you think about Donald Trump. How successful is he going to be in his second term? Is he actually going to deport 100,000 people? Is he going to do all the things that he says he's going to do? Is he going to be impeached? I know he runs the 3 tiers of government: the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. But is he going to do things that might lead to another impeachment? Because don't forget, Donald Trump trades with favors. Donald Trump is not your normal politician. He's going to make mistakes, and maybe those mistakes are going to lead to another impeachment. But I don't know. Please, if you can subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. I'm trying to do these things every day because I like to do it. I like listening to news. I like watching what is happening in America. Donald Trump interests all of us. I did not want him to win, but he has won. He has won. So now we have to focus on him and nobody else. Anyway, watch this all and make sure you give me a thumbs up if you want, if you like, if you want to support me. And don't forget to subscribe.
But the people are going to get what they're getting.
Okay, so the entitlements
And
off the table.
And we're not raising ages or any of that stuff.
Okay, off the table.
I won't do it.
Sir, I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. No, why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president, I'm not. And he has been a divider. And you know where he divided it more than anything else, and it probably backfired on him, I think definitely, is weaponization. When he weaponized the Justice Department and he went after his political opponent, me, he went after his political opponent violently because he knew he couldn't beat him. And I think it really was a bad thing. And it really divided our country.
Sir, Democrats have control of the White House now. They didn't in 2020. If they're going around stealing elections, why
when you
didn't
say
they
Democrats
do it
have control now
of the White House?
Yeah.
So why didn't they steal this election? Since they have more power now.
Because I think it was too big to rig.
So you won't.
Too big to rig.
To the people who say that you're now directing your Justice Department to investigate 2020, and they want to move on.
Very capable.
Is that
I think
a
Pam
good
is going to be
use of
great.
Precious resources.
By the way,
is that what you want them to do?
Just so you know, I have the right to do that, but I'm not interested in that.
Oh, you're not. You're not going to do that.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I have the absolute right. I'm the chief law enforcement officer. You do know that. I'm the president. But I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm interested in? Drilling and getting prices down and stopping people from pouring into our border that come from prisons and mental institutions. I'm going to look at everything. We're going to look at individual cases, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to be acting very quickly.
Within your first 100 days, first day?
First day.
First day.
Yeah, I'm looking first day.
Issue these pardons.
These people have been there. How long is it? 3 or 4 years?
Okay.
You know, by the way, they've been in there for years, and they're in a filthy, disgusting place that shouldn't even be allowed to be open.
Let's talk about abortion, sir. You have taken responsibility for overturning Roe v. Wade. You've said that abortion is now a state issue. There are steps that you could take, though, as president to restrict abortion through executive action without Congress. More than half of abortions in this country are medication abortions. Will you restrict the availability of abortion pills when you're in office?
I'll probably stay with exactly what I've been saying for the last 2 years, and the answer is no.
You commit to that?
Well, I commit. I mean, do things change? I think they change. I hate to go on shows like Joe Biden. I'm not going to give my son a pardon. I will not, under any circumstances, give him a pardon. I watched this, and I always knew he was going to give him a pardon, and I don't like putting myself in a position like that. So things do change, but I don't think it's going to change at all.